have a special friend, an 8th grader, Jack Concannon, is going to come and talk to you guys about his capstone project. And then we are going to do my favorite thing in the whole world, which are leaves in the forest of virtue. So I want us to get started because we have a lot to do. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Mrs. Setti, and she's going to tell you what the first graders are going to present for us today.
Welcome to the first grade assembly. We have a very exciting assembly to share with you today. We have learned a lot about ancient Egypt, as you can see from their fabulous headdresses that they're wearing. So they're going to share with you some of the things that they've learned and then a special song that they learned. So, we get started? All right, so we are going to start with Mrs. Rue's class. They are going to share their posters and some things they learned, and then we will, and then we'll sing for you. Right here. Stand up.
that, is there anybody who can explain what our capstone projects are? Faith, what are our capstone projects? They talk about stuff, that's right. Anybody else have anything? Harper, what do you think? They are projects that 8th graders do. What kind of projects, Lucia, are they?
They're like being kind projects.
They're being kind projects, that's right. Anybody, Emma, do you want to add something?
They raise money for the community.
Community, that's exactly the word I was looking for. Thank you, Miss Emma. They are their community service projects that our 7th and 8th graders plan and implement completely on their own with help from their parents and help from their capstone advisors. And Jack is in the process of completing his capstone project. He is in 8th grade here. He started this project in March of last year and has been working really hard on his capstone project. And he's going to talk to you a little bit about what it is that he's doing and how you guys can help. So if we can give a round of applause to Jack.
Good morning. I'm Jack Cannon. For my capstone project, I'm working with an organization called Ben's Bells. The purpose of Ben's Bells is to inspire, educate, and motivate people to realize the impact of intentional kindness. This is a Ben's Bell. A Ben's Bell is a bell that reminds people to be kind to others. I'm going to hang the bell this weekend for someone to find. If you come across the bell, pick it up and bring it home. As part of my capstone project, I registered our school as the Kind School in the Kind Campus program at Ben's Bells. Ben's Bells Kind Campus program is based on the belief that everyone has the ability to be kind. What that means is that starting today, with the help of your teachers, we will be starting the Kind Coins program in the kindergarten to 4th grade. This is what a kindness coin looks like. Each teacher will be given 5 of these coins, and these coins will be handed out. These coins are all handmade by volunteers that are trying to spread kindness. Each coin is different and special. The program will start when a teacher sees a student doing something kind. The teacher will give a student a coin, but the idea is not to keep the coin, but to hand out the coin and give it on to someone else who you see doing an act of kindness. The idea is that one intentional act of kindness can grow into many. Also, each teacher is going to receive a Be Kind flower to hang in our classrooms to remind us to be kind. Now I'm going to show a video about how kids feel about kindness. While watching the video, think about ways that you can be kind in your classrooms and to your teachers and classmates.
Friendship. I think kindness means the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated yourself. Kindness means to me is to be kind to one another so no one will get hurt.
I would have to say kindness is a way to act around others, but also like try to brighten someone's mood.
Kindness means to me basically like helping somebody if they can't do something.
To me, kindness is doing something, showing people that you care about them.
Like when you're being kind and nice, like when someone let's say that I fell right now and then there was another kid that just helped me up. That's kind of what being kind is.
Kindness means taking action if you see someone who's having a bad day or you just need someone to talk to.
So like when someone gets hurt, you always come to help them. You treat others the way you want to be treated.
Kindness is important because it makes other people feel better about themselves and it makes people happy.
I think it's important because it's something that, when you practice kindness, it really makes you feel good and it makes other people feel good as well.
when you're kind to someone, people will be kind back to you.
I think kindness is important because it helps boost people's self-esteem.
It can boost up people's energy. It can make them like feel more happy.
It helps make the world a better place.
Because you don't want to be mean to other person, and you don't want to talk. A lot of people will be kind, and the world could be a better place.
Because if you're not kind to somebody, you could hurt their feelings, and you could not have as many friends.
If you're in a bad mood, it's kind of hard to be kind because you're feeling down or whatever.
Sometimes there's some people that really get on your nerves, and it's really hard. Like sometimes you just want to yell at them or just tell them to stop being annoying. But you always have to be considerate and think on how it's going to affect someone else.
Sometimes if you're having a bad day, it's really hard to see when other people need help.
Well, sometimes you're frustrated, and it's hard to be kind to other person. The hardest part is when you have to say sorry.
Like giving people a second chance if they've been mean to you.
Because if somebody's mean to you, it's hard to be kind to them.
I think it's a really healthy thing to do, and it just makes everybody feel better, makes everybody a better person.
Because you can get better and better at it, so it's easier for you to act on it.
I think they should practice kindness because it's like a sport. I mean, you won't always be perfect, but you can at least try to make someone feel good.
The more you practice it, just the more it grows over time, and the more it can benefit other people and benefit yourself.
Because you're going to need that life skill when you grow older.
So if they have to use it, they'll know how to do it.
We should practice kindness to grow ourselves into kind persons and help grow the world into a kinder world.
Now that you guys saw the video, what do you guys think you can do to get a kindness point in your classroom? Thank you guys for listening, and remember, be kind.
Thank you, Jack. That was great. And first graders, you did awesome. Could I please have my friends Charlie, Edison, Oliver, and Juliana? Charlie is receiving his leaf today for kindness, which is what the whole video was about and how important kindness is, and also for temperance. Charlie is friendly to everyone. He always has kind words or a kind gesture for someone in the class. I often see Charlie, catch Charlie helping a friend or doing something to go out of his way to make someone happy. He's an amazing class participator. And he always has so much input, and sometimes it's really hard to wait when you're really, really excited to share what you know, right? But he's done an amazing job at being patient and waiting and raising his hand to share all that awesome knowledge with us. I love his enthusiasm. I always look forward to listening to what he has to say, and I love his ideas and his funny stories, and he contributes so much to our class. Oliver that he was put in my classroom to make my life what? Easier. Of course, he knows that he's really here to learn, but I remind him often how helpful he is and how much he does for me and how much he does for the others. Oliver is always kind to people. That's easy for anyone to see that walks in our room any day. The generosity he shows is amazing. He's generous when it comes to sharing his things, but the generosity that I see every day has to do with him sharing his space, giving up time, maybe on the iPad to make someone else happy, or letting others go before him just to keep things peaceful in the room, right? He has a great way of not letting the little things get to him, and it is so impressive and makes me proud every day. He's setting a trend in our classroom for others to do the same, and it is wonderful. Edison is receiving his leave. Edison is very kind too. It's very hard to figure out what I want to give poems for. But Edison's leave today is for fortitude and for temperance. Edison is an amazingly hard worker and quite a rule follower. There could be complete chaos going on in our classroom, and Edison would be doing what? Yeah, he would be sitting quiet on the carpet, hands folded in his lap, waiting for everybody else to follow directions. Is that right? I'm always impressed with Edison's work habits and the outcome of his work in all subject areas. He takes his time, he does everything to the best of his ability, and I love seeing the end result. He's an incredible role model when it comes to being dedicated and showing lots of patience and self-control. My friend Juliana is receiving her leave today for friendship and for fortitude. We haven't talked a lot about fortitude yet. Fortitude means okay? Juliana has been showing little acts of kindness almost every day in the recent weeks. She's almost always the first one to help a friend in need. I notice her giving people things they need, whether it's a pencil, book, piece of paper. I also notice her offering to share her seat with a friend who might be sad or who might need a little extra TLC. Juliana never complains about anything that she has to get done at school. She does her work quickly, sometimes with an occasional reminder to slow down, but most of the time it is done so well and to the best of her ability. I'm so proud of her hard work and her willingness to do selfless acts for others. That means no selfishness here, right? Nice job.
Some of my friends were saying they couldn't see, so we want to make sure everybody could see you, right? And what did you decide? I have a wonderful group of first graders here, and who are receiving leaves today, and they actually thought that Ethan B should get his leave first today because today is like super, super, super special day for Ethan, right? It's Ethan Barnes' birthday. So all of these wonderful kind friends said, we think Ethan B should go first. So I said, all right. And Ethan B is receiving a leave today because Ethan is an amazing student, actually. Ethan just impressed me from the first day I ever met him. Did you know that? You did. I think it must have been the first or second day of school. It was someone's birthday. And we have two Ethans in our class. We've got bookend Ethans here. And someone picked Ethan to go with him to deliver his special birthday treat. And this Ethan was like thinking it might have been him. And then when he realized it wasn't him, he kind of just was like, oh, okay. And there was no catastrophe. There was no like, I don't know, why did he pick me? There was nothing. It's just Ethan is always in control. He always has good manners. He always makes everybody feel good. And I think that's probably why everybody decided Ethan should go first too, because he's such a great friend. Everybody wants to be a friend back, right? You want to do others as you would have them do unto you, right? You are a perfect example of that. Awesome job, Ethan. This is another wonderful, kind, helpful, friendly friend. Grace Apicella. treats everybody, her peers, her teachers, with respect. She always acts the right way. She always volunteers to help out. We had a friend this morning who forgot which way to go to the nurse's office, and I was in the middle of doing something, and Mrs. Moreau was in the middle of doing something, and I just looked over and I said, "Did you go help him?" She didn't have to think twice. She got right up, and she went and helped him. And that's just a perfect example of Grace and her awesome, wonderful ways of being a wonderful role model, a wonderful classmate, and so happy with her class. Great job, Grace. Oh, this is my friend John Lynch. John Lynch is amazing. That's all I have to say. Should I tell them why? Can I show them why? I'm just going to hold this up really high. Boy, John Lynch. He's got a big cast. But the reason Big John has this big cast, and the reason he's getting a lead is because he has a cast. It is because it's on his right hand. And I don't know about you guys, but a lot of my students write with their right hand. And John does too. But John came to school and he said, I said, how are we going to write? How are we going to take it, get the tests and everything? He's like, oh, I'll just use my left hand. And I thought, I don't know about that. But can I tell you, John Lynch writes better with his left hand than some people I've seen with their right hand. That's true. He never wanted extra extra assistance. He's like, I can do everything myself. I can put my coat on myself. I can do my work by myself. Just leave me alone. Right? Stop pestering me, Mrs. Eddie, right? When I want to help. Awesome job, John. So this is my friend Samantha Eagerman. Samantha is receiving a lead today also because she makes very thoughtful and wise choices. She thinks before she speaks and acts. She always has wonderful, important things to share with her classmates, right? She always, let's see what else I say. Oh, you're honest, you're humble, you're a wonderful friend, and a very amazing role model in our class, right? Samantha's always doing the right thing at the right time, and we are so happy to have Samantha in our class. It's fabulous. And this is my other Ethan Pramode, who is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful first grader. He is receiving a lead for justice and temperance because he is a wonderful friend to everyone. Right, Ethan? You are. He always treats others with kindness and respect. He always acts the right way at the right time. He shows self-control, right? You really do. You do a fabulous job. Even when things are not going the right way, you're doing the right thing. And everything he does is with kindness and honesty. So proud of you, Ethan. Awesome job.
Thanks, Mrs. Setti. Awesome job, first grade friends. I love learning about ancient Egypt. You guys did a great job. I love the new headdress. Great. All right, we have, stand up here. Stand up here. We have to see your beautiful face. This is my friend, Hannah. And Hannah is receiving a leaf in the Forest of Virtue today for prudence. Do you remember what prudence is? Yes, say it.
Using your head.
Yes. And look, the first sentence says, Hannah always uses her head. You make great choices. You do the right things. You do an excellent, excellent job with all your work. I don't know what else to say about you, Hannah. You're a great, great student. And I hope you continue to use your head and you continue to be a great role model because we need people like you around all the time. Nice job, Hannah. And this is my friend Patrick. And Patrick, you are receiving a leaf for little. Justice. And this one's a tough one.
Flexibility.
Nice. For justice and flexibility. All right? And it says right here, what's justice being?
Kind.
You are kind when you're just, but it has to do with rules and laws, and it's being a rule follower. It's being
Fair.
fair. And you are very, very fair. And it says he follows rules and directions. And one thing about you, Pat, is you like predictability. You like things to go a certain way, right? But that's why I'm giving you a leave for flexibility, because when things don't go the right way, which often happens in our class, right? It's just the way it is. You just go with it. You have a good attitude about it, and we love you for that. And I need lots and lots of role models like that, so you make it easy to be in our classroom. Thank you, Pat. Nice job. And this is from Milana. This is Milana, and she is nominated for Fortitude. Fortitude. And fortitude is having that inner strength. We haven't talked about that too much this year. But my friend Milana, you're a great, great student. And it says here, not just because you're so smart, but because you work very, 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 very hard. You take your time, you ask questions when you're not sure of things, you practice things that you need to practice to get better at. And I love all this hard work. You're going to go very far in life if you keep working hard like this, my friend. Keep up the good work. And here's my buddy Neelan. And Neelan is receiving a leave for prudence. Do you remember what Hannah said prudence is? Thinking, using your head, thinking before you speak, thinking before you do, just like you said. That's awesome. And you do that all the time, my friend. You make great choices every single day. You're an excellent role model. You do an awesome job with all your work. You take your time, you think, you don't rush, and you're an awesome student and an awesome friend in our class. Thank you, Neelan. And here's my friend Eamon. Don't hide behind me because you're going to smile for the camera. This is my friend Eamon. And Eamon, you are getting a leaf for temperance. Temperance, my friend. What's temperance? Being in control. And I have written here that you do not yell out when you know an answer. You raise your hand. You share when you're supposed to. And even more importantly, when we get very silly in class and do kind of kooky things and everybody gets all riled up, you're able to get it back together and do the right thing, and you're a great role model, and you show your classmates how to do that, and I love that. Awesome job, Amy. And here's my friend Emma, whose baby sister's making lots of noise. Here's Emma. I'm going to get her going again. Here's my friend Emma. You were supposed to get this last Friday. Yeah. And you are getting a leaf for, do you see these little words right here? Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm not really sorry. It's kind of funny. Kindness and helpfulness. Obviously, she's very helpful with her little sister. But in class, honey, you always help me. You help Mrs. Mann, you help me, you'll help anybody that asks for it. I always ask you to do favors for me. Emma, can I see your practice book? Emma, can I look at your math book? Emma sits right in front of me, so I bug her all the time, and she always helps with a smile, and I love it. So nice job, Miss Emma. Sorry I got your sister going.
You can't hide from me, Jade. I think I just broke the microphone. Sorry. Stand up on the stairs, guys, so everyone can see you and your nice, happy leaf faces. So this is my friend Ella. Ella, I put my arm around you, but I ran out of hands since I broke the microphone. So my friend Ella is getting a leaf today for temperance. And Ella is a very mature student, not only in the way she acts, but also how she does her work. Do you remember what I said to you recently about something you wrote, Ella? It was like some other kind of writing. Do you remember what grade I said? Third grade. Third grade writing. It's amazing. She takes her time with her work. She's in control of herself. She makes sure she does her best work all the time. And I said she takes her work very seriously, and she always does her best. And I never have to remind Ella to read directions. Sometimes it's easy to just read part of the directions and then start your work and get confused. But Ella always takes her time and reads the directions. If I ask her to read something over, she usually figures out what she needs to do. And she's an excellent role model in our classroom. Thank you so much, Ella. This is my friend Caroline. Caroline, you are getting a leaf for? Justice. And I'm going to tell you something about Caroline. She is never in a bad mood. Are you ever in a bad mood? Are you sure? I've never once seen her in a bad mood. She always has this adorable smile on her face, and it makes everybody want to be her friend. She's the first person to help someone who's hurt or in trouble. She's always making sure that everyone's okay, everyone understands their work. She's just such a bright, shiny person in our classroom. It's a pleasure to have her in class. And I said a few times already this year, Caroline has gone out of her way to check on a friend who got hurt at recess, play with someone who's looking for a friend to play with, or double check on a friend who's having a tough day. Is that true? I'm not telling lies? No. You're awesome. You're an awesome friend, Caroline. And I think we all feel lucky to have you in our classroom, to have you as a friend. This is Christopher Theodoro. He is receiving a leave today for? Temperance. And Chris is receiving his leave today for temperance because of the amount of patience he has with his work. Now, Chris, do you ever come up to me and tell me that you don't understand something before you've read directions? Never. Never, never once. And Chris always, another great thing, is if I have to have him correct something. Do you ever get upset with yourself? No, he doesn't look at me and say, oh, he doesn't complain. He just goes back and he does it and he makes his work better. And that's why it's such a great pleasure and privilege to have you in our class, Christopher. And I said he's also very kind, and he's kind to members of our school, our class, teachers, and I think it's safe to say that he's really kind at home too. Chris always talks about who in class? Little brothers? Yeah, he talks about his little brothers all the time. He's a great big brother, and he loves to hang out with them, don't you, Chris? Yeah, he likes to write about them too. Thank you, Chris. This is Michael, and he is also getting a leave for temperance. He is a member of our class who I can count on to always make good choices. He's polite, he's kind, he's a hard worker every day. And I said sometimes it's easy for people to make good decisions some parts of the day or some days of the week. Michael makes them every single day, and I never have to worry about what Michael's doing or if he's doing his work or how he's acting with a friend, because he's always making a great choice. And that's why it is awesome to have you in our classroom, my friend. And last but not least is my friend Jake, and Jake is getting his leave for fortitude. Can you hear the fortitude in his voice? He's ready to go. I also said that Jake is another student that I can always count on, and when there's a job to be done or a question to be answered or work to be done, Jake is on top of it. Right now, Jake, what is your job in our classroom? He's our techie, and that means he's in charge of getting our computers out, setting them up, and Jake won't even start his work if anyone is stuck on the computer. He waits to solve the problem or to get an adult to help a student solve the problem before he even gets started on his work. Is that right? Absolutely. Jake is on top of everything. He's on top of his schoolwork. He has a great attitude about it, and he doesn't take himself too seriously. Do you get upset with yourself too often? No, he just fixes the problem. He gets it done. He's a get-it-done kind of guy. Thank you very much, Jake. Hi. Pass up on the steps. Josephine first.
Hello, everyone. Great job, first grade. Awesome. I always love learning about Egypt, and it's funny because my son in 7th grade is actually studying Egypt again, so you see how that spirals back around, and you learn it again, and even in more depth. So you'll remember all those facts that you learned this year. My friend Josephine is getting a leave today for optimism, which means you look on the bright side of things, and kindness. Boy, we have a lot of kind friends in this school. And not only just everyday kindness where she does nice things for people and says nice things, she really thinks about what her words and actions, how they will affect other people. She's just so mature about that. I'm really proud of you that for Josephine. You know when something might upset somebody. and you really are very thoughtful about your actions and your words, right? You're very grown up about that. And she just has a smile, as you can see right now, that just brightens up the room when she comes in. And I look forward to her wonderful outlook, her optimistic, bright side outlook. She has a new baby sister, and she loves telling us about her baby and how she spends time with all her sisters, right? And I'm so happy to have you in class. Congratulations. And good manners. I could give her a leaf for a lot of things. Miss Chloe Georges is getting also a leaf for optimism. Show me your nice smile, because you're so happy when you come in every day and says good morning to me, right? And helpfulness. The other day we had a chance to have choice time, and she just said to me, Mrs. Gillis, I just want to help you. Can I do something to help you? She didn't even want to get out something to play with, did you? You just wanted to figure out something to help me with. I love that about you, Chloe. That's so awesome every day. You come in with so much energy and enthusiasm for the day, and no matter what we're doing, she's excited about it. And I just love that about you, Chloe. Awesome job. We're so happy to have you in class. Kyle Thompson is getting a lead for responsibility. You're very responsible, aren't you? And friendship. Kyle is a student that I can always depend on, one of those students that just knows what to do, when to do it, right? And gets his work done and does wonderful work. He knows when to have fun and be silly, right? You're a fun guy. But he knows when it's time to be quiet and get back down to business. And he just has a nice, calm, happy way about him. And it just attracts other kids to want to play with him. So he's made lots of friends in kindergarten, haven't you? Because of this. And we're having a great time having you in class. Congratulations. Awesome job. Asta is getting a lead today for helpfulness. I have a lot of helpful friends in my class, right? And responsibility. I can always count on Asta to do the right thing at the right time. You demonstrate responsibility. You're always checking around our room to make sure it's all picked up and asking if there's anything you can do, right? You're so enthusiastic about everything we're learning, and you love to answer questions and participate. You're always raising your hand to tell us something about what we're talking about, and that is just being a really responsible, awesome part of our class, and I love that about you, Asta. Congratulations. Mr. Bobby, last but not least. Bobby is getting a leaf also for optimism. I have lots of friends that look on the bright side. Look at that cute smile. And friendship. Bobby has been working very hard this year, and you always, no matter what we ask you to do, or if we ask you to fix something, right, or do it again, or try it a different way, you do it and you don't complain and you smile, don't you? And you come in and use those great manners every day, right? And you are just a great friend. You play so fair and you use such nice words to everyone that everyone wants to play with you, right? You have a lot of friends this year in kindergarten, don't you? And you're such a great part of our class. I love having you in class this year, Bobby. Great job.
All right, you are doing an awesome job, audience. It's really hard to sit sometimes, and you're doing a great job, so double thumbs up, my friends. I promise I'll try to be as quick as possible, even though I can go on and on and on about my friends up here. This is my friend Molly, and Molly is receiving her leaf today for patience and self-control. Are you a patient friend, Molly? Is it hard to be patient? Yes. Sometimes we have to wait for Mrs. Tagan, because is that hard sometimes? You're supposed to say, no, Mrs. Tagan. No. It is, and you know what? Molly is a great role model for everyone in our class on how to be patient. And I said here that you know when it's time to work and when it's time to play. Is that right? You know when it's time to sit and listen and do our work. But then when it's time to play, you like to be silly and play, don't you? And I love that. You do a great job, my friends. You're a very patient friend. You show great self-control, and you have a beautiful smile. Show everyone your smile. And you're a great friend to everyone in our class. We love having you, my friend. Keep up the great work. This handsome boy is my friend Ivan, and Ivan is receiving his leaf today for good manners and courtesy. Ivan is so polite to everyone in our class, and he always remembers his manners. One of my favorite things in the world is when friends remember their manners, because that's really hard, isn't it? And I always say, when a friend says please or thank you, excuse me, I always say, great job, I love listening to those manners. And Ivan always remembers his manners. And I also have to put down here, because it's really important too, that you always take your time with your work, and you always do your very best. Do you remember yesterday we were doing our writing and we were learning about proper nouns? Do you remember doing that? And we had to draw 3 different pictures, 3 different proper nouns. Do you remember doing that? And Ivan sat down, and he was finished very quickly because he sat down and he really did his work, right? Because sometimes we like to chat. But Ivan sat down, he did his work, and it was beautiful, wasn't it, my friend? Great job. Keep up the good work. This is my friend Megan, and Megan is receiving her leave today for making wise choices. Here, everyone wants to see you, not me. And fairness. My friend Megan always tries her best to make wise choices, always, in all different areas. Not just in how she treats others, but also in her schoolwork and following the rules. She's always thinking before acting, which is really hard, isn't it? She's a very fair friend to everyone in our class. She shares, she takes turns. She's just awesome. We love having her. Keep up the great work, my friends. My friends are very huggy today. I love it. This is my friend Coulter, and Coulter is receiving his leave today for respect. We learn a lot about respect, don't we? And for optimism. Respect means you treat others.
The way they want to be treated.
Yeah, the way you want to be treated. And Coulter comes in every day with a huge smile. And what do you always say? Good morning, right? Good morning, Mrs. Tagan. Good morning, Mrs. O'Brien, with a big smile. He's so kind to everyone in our class. He always remembers his manners. He's so respectful. And I have to put optimism. Do you know why? Do you remember in the beginning of the school year, it was kind of hard because we had a long day, we did a lot of work. Do you remember that? And Coulter would say to me some days, Mrs. Tagan, kindergarten's really hard, right? And he would say, kindergarten's a lot of work, but you know what? I'm not going to give up. And he said that all the time, and he always just pushes through, even when it gets tough, and he really works and always does his very best. I love that about you, Coulter. Keep up the great work. This is my friend Lily, and Lily is receiving her leave today for kindness and for good manners. Lily is another friend who's so kind to everyone in our class. And I put here that throughout every single day, Lily demonstrates kindness in all of her words and actions. Lily is always happy, she's always kind. I've never seen her, say something that's not kind, right? Do you ever? No, she shouldn't think about that, but she doesn't. She's always kind, always sweet to every single person she sees. She's such a joy to be around, and she brightens up our class. Show them your smile. There you go. And we just love having her in our classroom. Keep up the great work, Lil. Thanks,
Two claps, and then Ellie, what are we going to do? Two snaps, and then what do we do?